अपनी स्क्रीन नहीं आऊँ अभी रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट
नहीं किया वो
Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to everyone. In this week's continuous session, we will discuss few of the packages of Python. In previous session, we discussed NumPy, which is a numerical computation package, where we have been seeing that how the various kind of scientific computations we could perform over the representation of the list as a multi-dimensional array. So NumPy providing ND array functionality through which we can directly make a lot of computations which are going to become less complex, easier to maintain and manage as compared to creating any of the matrices or multi-dimensional array using the list data structure of Python. And it will be much more useful, which will going to be used in various applications. Other than this NumPy package, today we will discuss about pandas package. This is another kind of library which are available in the Python, which is basically used to create a data panel, or you can say the series of data and their frame, which are going to be used to perform the some kind of analysis of the data. So mostly in the doing the data analytics, these kind of functionality which are provided by the pandas are going to be used there. So pandas is basically refer to panel data, or sometimes its short notations are going to be referred as a Python data analysis. So this is one of the important directory, important package which will be used for doing the analysis of the data in the data analytics data science. So we are going to be explore today what are the different functionality which are provided by the which will be provided by pandas package. So pandas is one open source library which will help us to analyze and manipulate the data. So there are simple methodology which are going to be provided by pandas, which are going to be easier to use, and it consists of very capable pool of functions which we can use on your data to perform different kind of processing. So this package is primarily designed for doing the manipulation of the data as well as representation of the data and doing the analysis of those data. So fundamental tool which is used in the data science ecosystem is the pandas package. This pandas tool is going to be offer us a powerful and flexible structure of data and various kind of methods which are going to work with the labeled data such as tabular data, or sometimes whatever the data we are going to be keep into our spreadsheet, MS SQL, or maybe sometimes through the SQL table, or sometimes the data which was kept as a time series data. All those kind of data can be used to do some kind of manipulation as well as the analysis of those data in different perspectives. Pandas is used to transform our data in such a way that we can able to use those data in the machine learning algorithm. So these concepts which we are discussed in previous session, one is the NumPy. Now today we will discuss Panda, and also another library package we will discuss library, that was the matplotlib, which we use to perform the plotting of the graph. So these packages each primarily are going to be usable in the machine learning algorithm, which will be the agenda for our tomorrow's session. So this is the source where this Panda library you could able to find out. This Panda package is consists of various kind of flexible and powerful manipulation library which are going to provide us the functionality similar to the rational rows to perform various kind of statistical functionality, statistical analysis we can do with the help of using the various methods which are available for this Panda library. So this you can also explore on this particular GitHub repository which will be available there. So generally this Panda package will be provide us a simplified way of data handling, where it will going to be enable the efficient methodology for doing the pre-processing, cleaning, and sometimes transformation of the data, and thereafter this data can be used for the visualization. So this pandas data manipulation functionality are going to make our data to be transformed in a usable format, which can be further used to do the data analysis. It means sometimes we want to create some kind of visualization based on the analysis of those data. So that visualization we can only achieve using the matplotlib plotting package. So that we will discuss also in today's agenda. So Panda will provide you data pre-processing capability, where you can able to handle the various missing values, and you can able to remove some of the duplicate data, and there should be any kind of inconsistency in the data values that can be identified and can going to be pre-processed, so that it will be usable in various kind of data analytics. And sometimes required we can able to make the data to be processed, raw data should be processed and transformed through various kind of filter to be applied. We can able to sort, we can able to group those data into the different category, and if required some of the data we can able to modify such that all those transformed data, manipulated data should be in a format which could be usable and more better and efficient for doing various kind of analysis, or especially some kind of numerical analysis over those data, and if required, those data, pre-processed data, transformed data might be used to represent in a graphical representation, which are going to be enhance our knowledge and understanding about the data. So for that purpose, this pandas package is prominently going to be used by the users. So this panda will support basically two type of data. One data which is supported is the series, known the series type of data. Second is the data frame type of data. So this series type of panda data is basically a data which is in the 1D column format. It means one dimensional column of a data are going to be represented in the one dimensional format, whereas two dimensional table format in which we have the different rows and different columns, which will be represented using the data frame data type of a pandas library. So mostly the data which we want to represent in the pandas format, that will be prominently going to be follow the two-dimensional table format, which is the data frame basically. So series data is basically have the single column, but it have the multiple rows within that that series. So it has a single column of value, whereas it can be consist of multiple rows. So that is known as a series of data. You can represent either in the horizontal or vertical, it does not matter. But only thing that it has a single row or single column, but it has the multiple value. Whereas the data frame is basically have the multiple column as well as the multiple rows of value, which is basically known as the data frame, which consists of multiple series. So basically whatever the series we have, that we are going to represent as a combination of multiple series. So they are going to give us one kind of data frame scenario. So let us check various libraries and their methods which we are going to be used in the live demo related to the pandas. So you can check here. If you want to use the panda, in that case we are required to import the pandas library. That we should import by using the import pandas as PD. So this PD we have been given an alternate name for the pandas library, so that whenever we have to use the name pandas, we can use the its short name as a PD instead of writing the longer name for the package name. If you want to check what is the current version of panda which are executing in our system, maybe whatever the versions we have been installed there, even in the Colab or maybe in case of Jupyter or maybe any online compiler, we can able to use one of the statement that is known as the pandas version. So we have to use the F before that. This is the syntax. We have to follow that notation, and then we have to write the in the curly braces like that PD dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. So this PD means pandas, which version this panda is currently. So PD dot underscore underscore version. This variable we are using to be stored in the place of within this particular curly braces. So via this PD underscore version, we can able to know the version of the current pandas library. So we can visualize on the outcome that it is coming as a 1.4.4 is the current version. Okay. So as I told you that we have the two type of data series, which is the one dimensional column of data, whereas data frame which is going to become multi-dimensional table of data with rows and columns are there. So if you want to suppose create a series of data, it means we want to create the data either as a series or as a data frame. So when we want to create a series of data, in that case we have to use one of the method, that is the pd.series. So pd.series is basically used to create a series of data using the pandas library. So pd.series, and here we can give one of the list of data. Okay, so we are basically creating one of the series where we are passing the data as a list, Python list we are giving. Then we are getting the pd.series. Pd is the panda package. Within that we are going to use the module as a series, function as a series. So this pd.series will going to be give us one of the series data type in the representation of pandas library. So pandas series we are going to get, and that series are going to come as a car. This is the car. If you want to display this car, then we should use the cars, or if you want we can also able to do this print as a cars. Okay? Both is going to be applicable. So if you are executing this particular code, we are going to get a, if you are using the printer, then pg dot, okay, anyone can tell why it is not working? Why this statement I written? Okay, it is written that cars equal to pd.series, print car. This pd is name error. It means this pd, this series function is coming from where it does not known to this interpreter. It means that the series function is available in some other library or in some other module, which will be available in the, एक बार वाइज ब्राह्मण थे संदीप वाइज को मैसेज देखना,
वो किया सर मैसेज मैंने उसको कि अपने एंड से चेक करो.
ओके. सो this error which are coming because this series function is not able to track by the interpreter. So this can be found once we are going to be connect this particular code with the module which are implemented into the different package. So before that we are required to basically do the import. So this import is necessary to make this to be happen. So we are going to be use import, and now this is going to be work. Now you can. Okay. So we have to first import the pandas library. So now we are getting one of the series of data. You can observe here, this will be represented in term of the single column. Okay. This is given just the order. It means the first is, this is some serial number you can say in the order 0, 1, 2, but actual data we have one column. In that column it is basically representing the car. BMW, Toyota, Honda. This is one column but have the multiple rows. So this is known as the series data. Right? And if you want to create suppose another series of data, assuming that we have the different colors, so we can create one of the series of data using the pd.series, name of the library. Even though we can also write here the pandas, that will work. Okay, directly we can able to write use that one, that will also going to work. So we can write this pandas.series instead of pd, blue, red, white. Even though we can write pink, or we can write black, So we are creating here basically a series of data where we are giving the list as a argument. In this pd.series we are giving Python list to create a series of data. So if we go and explore this particular code, try, and then we can able to get it. Now you can check it. Pandas have some spelling mistake. I think I did it. This we can use if we are going to use it as a import pandas star. In that case, this pandas name are going to work. Otherwise, we have to use the PD as a name of package. So name of package dot the series. So now you can observe here we are getting one series having single column and multiple rows, blue, red, white, pink and jacket. So this is going to become one of the object. Now let us check one parameter. We want to check type. Let us check what type of this series which are created. COLOURS. Now we can observe here. Now check what we are getting. This is saying that the data type of this particular color which we have been created, that is going to become a series type of data. It is a pandas code series type of data. Okay. So that type you can able to check using the appropriate type function as usual. Okay. That you can try. Okay. So that we got color here. Now there is another option that we have the one data type is a series where it has the single column multiple rows. Similarly, we have another type of data which is known as the data frame. So this data frame we can create by using the one of the method that is known as the data frame. So we are going to use the name of package. Inside that package data frame methods is available, and in this data frame we are going to pass the argument as a dictionary. Suppose we are passing it as a Python dictionary as a argument, and then we want to create this kind of data, multi-dimensional data, because dictionary is going to take a two value, column and they have the key and value. So we are getting every time the two pair of data. So that's why I am taking this Python, that through the dictionary, Python dictionary, we can also create a two-dimensional data frame. So let us check here how we are doing. So we are creating here one of the data frame instead of data series using the pd dot data frame, and here we are giving the argument to this method as a dictionary. So card type we have been given the card, color we have been given the color. Okay. Color. So see, whatever this series of data we have been used, whatever this data we have been used, in that we are going to use the and then we are going to be going to create this data. Now you can check we are getting it. See, in this case, if you are looking one carefully, we are creating a data frame, right? How we are creating the data frame? Let's check it. For creating the data frame, we are required two series. As I told you that data frame is a series, is a collection of series. So creating a data frame, we are required two series, at least two series are required. So that series we are giving in term of the dictionary. So how we are giving? We are giving the two parameters, a card type. So name of one column is going to become card type, and in this card type we are giving the argument as a value as a card. What is that card? Cars is basically we created here one of the check here. We have created one series of data. So cars is going to become a series of data and colors is going to become another series of data. Using these two series of data, we wanted to create a data frame. Okay, so we are writing this card type as a key and color as a key, and here the value we are writing the colors and cars. These colors and cars is basically a series of data. And then we are going to use the pd.data frame. We are getting one of the card data. This card data is basically a data frame which has the multiple rows and multiple columns. If you are going to display this one, you can check here. Now we are getting two columns. In first column we have the key value as a card type which was there, and second is the color as a key value, and the data which are coming into the multiple rows is one is taken from card and one is taken from color. In that order, first value, second value, first value, second value, like that they are going to create one of the data frame. So this data frame has multiple column, multiple rows, and having the 0, 1, 2, 3, they are basically one kind of index, you can say. Okay, so we have been seeing that how data series and data frame can be created, two type of data. If you want to check the type of data this card data is, we can also use the type. So type, you can use the type and check which type of data it is. Right here, and then we are excluding this. Now you can check here this data frame, data which have been created, that is of the category data frame. Okay, so we have two type of data: pandas series, other is the data frame. Okay, so now we can able to see in this case, in case of this whatever the data frame we have been created, that whatever the key is there, that is going to become the column attribute, and color, which is also the key, going to become a label of the column, and whatever the values which are into the car and color, that will come across the as a different rows. Okay, so we can use maybe any kind of data. It can be text, float, integer, anything can be used there. It means many different type of data could be going to the data frame. It does not matter. It can be of integer or float or string. It can be of any type of data can go there. Now let us create another series of data, and then we are going to create another data frame as another example. Now we can observe here we have a series of different fruit we want to create. So import panda as pd fruit pd.series. Okay, and in that case we are giving a list of different fruits, banana, apple, orange as a argument, and second we are going to create a series of numbers having a different values which represent that these are the fruit and what is the price of the fruit per kg. So we have been taken that number of values within this another series. Since we have the 5 fruits, so we are taking the 5 different prices as a different value which represent the price of different fruits. So we have created two series of data. Okay, one is the fruit, other is going to become a price, and then we are going to create one of the data frame of data where this can be consist of in one column the name of fruit, second column it will be consist of the price, and the corresponding fruit and their price are going to be represented into the multi-column, multi-rows. So how we have to create a data frame? pd.data frame. Remember, this is the capital F in the frame, and we are going to be use the dictionary. In that dictionary, first we are giving one of the key as a fruit, and their value is the fruit series. Remember, the second parameter of this dictionary, again the key is basically a series of data. Second key is the prices, which is going to become the value price. Okay. Using these two codes, we are trying to represent the data frame. Then we can able to use the pd.data frame, and we try to display what should be the value of fruit underscore data frame, what is the data it consists of. You can observe fruit and price going to become a label for the this two-dimensional data, and one column it is coming the name of different fruits, and other it is coming the corresponding value. Now you have to remember that whenever you are going to create a series, two different series, they have the same number of values, otherwise your data frame will not going to be created. Okay. Now let us try to check to create another series and see what is coming here. Let us take one of the color we have been taking, right? So let us create one data frame where we should have another we may have another column. So we have this banana and fruit. Now let us add here another values in this one. Let's try what will happen. Colors, we are going to be write a color. Let's check. Now you can see. Okay. Previously we got only two columns. Now we added also a color. Okay. So how we have to create a data frame? We are required to take those data series of data and give to the data frame in the form of key value pair. Okay. So we have been required three columns. So we have been given three key value. Okay, one is fruit, prices and color. And then we got this parameter. Okay. So that way we should get a data frame which have the three columns. Fine. Okay. So this observation you can see, once we are going to be remove the third key value pair, we are getting only the two column into this data frame. Right? Now let us see if you are going to create a data frame. So what are the different components in that data frame? So now we understood how to create a series of data, and with the help of series of data, how to create a data frame. Mostly the data frames are going to use to represent the data, which will be widely used in the various data analytics field. So now the data which are going to be created in the form of data frame, you can see our data frame has many things. It has the various columns, basically. That columns is known as the have some attribute which is known as the column name, and the first column is basically have the access 1, second column access 2, access 3, access 4, access 5. So that kind of notions are going to use there. So first column access, okay. Second column is access 2. Like that, this will be taken. It has the label as a column label, and every column, if you can see, we have the column related value, here odometer related value, and so on. And whatever the outcome we observe in the left hand side as a 0, 1, 2, 3, that is basically going to be given with some index. It means this row column value which are coming is starting from index 0, 1, 2, 3, that is showing their position basically in terms of this data frame. Okay. So if you check that what should be the value across a particular index, say index 1, we can get this particular rows. Okay. Or sometimes this rows is also, you can see it is a one kind of access 0, 1, 2, but ultimately this is going to become a index number. So if you say that index number, it is also one kind of index number for the column starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, but in case of the column, this access will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas the whatever the rows we have, that we are saying that it is an index number that can also known as the access, but that is starting with the access 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that can be also access. But access in case of the toward the row side, it is starting from the 0. For the column, it is starting from the 1. So this is some of the components which are have the different name in the data frame, whereas the individual values in this data frame is known as the data. What data you want to see the code of the fruit. So which fruit you want to make a single series of data? This is the series of data for the fruit. Okay. What is the doubt you have?
He wants code, so just copy paste.
So this is that fruit data is here. Okay. This is the one kind of list is given there. Okay. You can paste your code here, whatever the problem you have got. Okay, you got the output now, that is good. See, this list you are giving, that need to be given in terms of the value in terms of the list. So series is going to be created using a list of value. In the Python, you have to give a list. This is the common problem. You have to use the list. If list is correct, you will get a series of data, pandas series are going to be created. In case you have any issue, you should first create a list and print that list. If it is created successfully, it means value is correct. Then you can try to use into this series.series method. Okay. Now this is the in the data frame you have to use those series where the key is going to become some name of the column, label of the column which you want to put should be used as a key, whereas the values are going to come from the series which you have been created. Yes, the serial number is basically saying whatever this data frame we are creating. In that case, the first row, second row, third row, they have been given some numbering. That is known as the index number. So that is index number is starting from 0. This is the index number. Start from the 0. Whereas the column which are starting, that is starting with the axis 1, 2, 3 like that. If you assume that on the left side, this 0, 1, 2 is also an axis. So this axis should be start with the 0, not with the 1. See, you can, whatever dictionary data you are giving, is say that I want to create a data frame. So data frame means that we are required to give the key value. Here you can observe it is the name of the column, work as a key, right? Whatever the value we are giving, this value need to be a series. It is not a normal dictionary. Okay. Here this fruit I am giving, if you are taking this as a dictionary, so as per that Python dictionary, it is just a single key and single value. Fruit will be assumed to be a single value in the Python dictionary. But here in case of the data frame, whatever this value we are giving, this value is basically a series of data. Okay, because this value can be anything. Value can be tuple, can be set, can be dictionary itself. So here whatever this fruit we are giving, that fruit or this value should be a sequence of value, and that need to be a series type of data. Series type of data. If you are giving the normal type of Python data, it may not work. Right? It should be given a series of values. So here we wanted to create a, because data frame is nothing but it is going to become a collection of series. Okay, that is going to create one of the multi-dimensional data. Okay, now we understood what are the different component of data frame. Okay, and now let us check that whatever these data frame or series we have been created, that we have been created by giving some of the list, Python list, or we are giving that Python list, through that we are creating one of the series, and that will be used the one of the dictionary to create the data frame. So in the data frame we are using the Python dictionary. In case of series we are using the Python list to create these two type of data. But we could also able to easily import this data which we have been created to be used into this data frame to be taken from the different file. So Panda will allow us to easily import the data which is available inside a which are created into the Excel file, and that file which you are going to create into the Excel, that need to be converted into the CSV notation. This need to be CSV notation, and from this CSV notation we can use the read underscore CSV and read underscore Excel. So using these two, dot underscore Excel or using the CSV, we can directly get the data which are available into these two different files in the dot CSV format or into the dot Excel format. And directly from those Excel the data can be taken and going to be created data frame using the pandas functionality, so that whatever the different kind of operations we want to perform over the data, that should going to be utilized efficiently through the methods provided into the Panda. So let us see how we can use the Panda to take the data from the CSV file of Excel and create a data frame. So now here you can check. We are going to create one of the data. In this case you can see we are using the read.csv. So read underscore CSV we have to use, and here you can see we are giving one of the file. See, this file name is weather.csv. This weather.csv you can observe into this my folder. This is the file. Okay, this is the file which is available. In that file we have been created some data which are the multiple column, EST, temperature, dew point and so on, having the value. Okay. So what you could do that, whatever the Excel file you have, make that Excel file to be saved as, okay, saved as .csv option is there, and then this will be converted to the .csv notation, and then you can use that particular file to be given here as a argument. Okay, even though I can show you, I already created one such kind of file Excel. Okay, I will show you. First will let me to take this concept. Okay, so this nyc.web has been taken. Okay, this will be available in any other directory. If it will be available in some other directory, we should give here the full path d colon and then slash and up to this file. And what it does, it will going to be read the data from this CSV file, and then they are going to be create one of the format of the data into the pandas data frame. And if you are going to execute this code, you can observe here we are getting this value. Okay, so this is whatever outcome is coming, that is basically a data frame having the multiple row, multiple column. Here you can observe it is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, having these various column and their labels are there. Okay, and some of the event have the no value is available here. So NaN is coming, and here you can see some value is coming as a rain, fog, snow. Okay, sometimes this value is not available. So you can say that these values are missing. Okay, these values are missing basically here. And if some values are missing, even though you can observe here in case of wind speed, that is also some values are missing. If these kind of data is available and you want to do some kind of analysis, maybe you want to compute the average of this speed, then these not available values are going to create you some problem in doing the averaging of those speed. So this panda will provide various kind of functionality where that you can able to make these type of non-available value to be either inserted with the new value or going to be omitted from the data set, and thereafter this data are going to be analyzed further. So this kind of functionality will be available into the panda. And already you can see this is the file which is here, original draft file. Okay, from these raw file you can see here the last data which is available, that is here second last, no values are given there. Okay, which is nothing but which is going to become your event. Okay, that's why it is coming the NaN. If you want to see what should be the data type, is it really Excel format or it is some other format, we can do the print, or you can directly do here the type. You can observe the output. Type. Now you can see it is coming a data frame. Okay, so data frame was created. Now whatever this data we got, which is available from some spreadsheet, and that was taken from the spreadsheet and made available to the pandas data frame. Okay, and these data which are available, that will be in the format of the data frame. So now we can able to take the different functionality which is available into the pandas to utilize over those data value within the data frame. So after this data frame was generated from the data which are taken from the spreadsheet, we can utilize all the advantages of the functionality to be available for the pandas. Even though whatever the data we have been taken from the spreadsheet, sometimes if you want to use that data to be saved back into the system, that we could also able to do it. And since here the data we have been taken from the spreadsheet, and after making that data to be processed, and the outcome of that data we can also store into our system back. So for that purpose we can use to_CSV. So the data which is available, that we should going to be processed, and then we can able to make that data to be stored. It means export that particular data to your system. Import we can also do, and export the data also. Now here you can see another example of making the importing of the hard disease data which is available into the excel.csv format. This data is also available even into the repository, and from there we could also able to use it. So here we have been used this pd dot read underscore csv, that is the hard data. This is, you can see here we have the hard data which are available there. It have also various kind of column, and these are the values are there, and those data has been converted into the data frame, and then we can do this one. You can observe it. These are the data which are coming there, because this data is the too large data. See, this is the too large, multiple, almost 7-8 pages of Excel sheet. So that's why it is going to be show me only few of the data. So generally, 4 upper part and 4 lower part, they are going to show it. Okay, it means it consists of 300 rows basically and 14 columns. So this much data cannot be displayed on this Jupyter here at this interface. So they are going to be truncated and going to show us only the 5 rows from the top and 5 rows from the bottom. The remaining are going to be marked as a missing. Similarly, in case the number of columns is also going to become too many, in that case the same way some of the intermediate columns are going to be truncated. Only it will show the first few, remaining are not going to be shown, starting 5 and ending 5. Fine. So now let us apply some of the functionality over the data. So if you are going to see, if you are going to be export, they are going to be saved in the system. Say if you made it C underscore sale, it means whatever the data we have, that we should process somehow, and then we can able to make that data to be exported. So then we have to use the 2 underscore CSV. 2 underscore CSV. So this C dot underscore sale is basically your data frame. See, C underscore sale. It is not here. I will show you in the other example. Whatever this C underscore sale is there, let us check what is the type of this one. First check that. Now check it. Type. So this sale is not here, that we have to run in other format it is here. So let me check where it is here. Okay, this is here, basically 5. Okay. We'll come to this point, let us wait for that one. It came here. See, now see one thing. Even the data which is available in our system, that we can able to directly use to import, or sometimes we can also able to use the data which is available in some of the file on the online link in some of the external URL. For example, I have been taken one data which is, I told you about the cancer data, right? Some data is taken, some data is available. This is car sale data, right? This car sale.csv data is basically available on the GitHub repository. So GitHub repository have this particular link for that particular data. So we want to get that data to be imported from that online link source and going to be stored into the data frame. Okay. So if you are going to be use that particular functionality of read underscore CSV, we can see here this file we are getting. Okay. This format. We have this much data and we are getting the make, color, odometer information, and if you want to observe what is that source is basically, I will show you online also. This data is available there. Check one. Now you can check. This is the data which is available on the GitHub repository. So from this GitHub repository, the make, color, odometer, kilometer, doors and price, okay, comma separated file. CSV means comma separated file. So this is the, you can see it is a comma separated file. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 labels are there. In that we have the data. They are comma separated. So this comma separated file which are available on the remote source, from there the data has been fetched and going to be converted into the data frame of Panda. So now you can get in this format. So our C cell will be consist of the data in this notation. This is the data frame which are stored into the C underscore cell. Right? And this data we wanted to export basically. Okay. So this data has been created here. Now we can make this to be work. After that, now here we can check here. Now we are writing this export CS dot CSV, C cell to CSV. Okay. So exported, it means what? It means that whatever the C underscore cell, that is the data frame which are created by the pandas. And now here we have been going to be export that data to our external device. So we are giving dot to CSV. What is the file name? Is exported cs.csv. Now you can check here. This is K. Exported cs.csv. So we can import the data from one of the CSV Excel file, or we can download the data from the data frame back to the our system. Fine. Now if you want to know what are the different type of other related functionality with this Panda, let us check one by one. So we have this particular heart disease data we have here. Okay, that we got. Now another what we seen about the this is related to some of the weather information. Okay, weather.csv file. We got the temperature, dew point, humidity. If you want to know what are the different maximum temperature in the temperature column, so we can use the name of the data frame which we created. Here the data frame which was created is the DF data frame. So through this data frame we can access individual parameter. So here what we are accessing, DF in the temperature column. In the temperature column, under the temperature column into this data frame, we want to find out the maximum temperature dot max. We can get the 50. We want to find out what is the minimum humidity. We can apply over this data frame the column name humidity dot mean, minimum humidity we can able to get it. If you want to find out the mean of the wind speed column value, we can apply the DF and give here the name of column, and then we are getting the mean of that one. If you want to know the standard deviation of the dew point, we can apply the dot std. So like that, once the data frame was created, we can apply the different kind of functionality, and we can take the advantage of those functionality and going to be applied to get the data to be analyzed in the appropriate way. So if you want to check another data functionality is C underscore cell dot D type. This will show you the different type of data each column contain. So in case of the car, we have the make, color, odometer, door and price. So we are getting a make have the object, color have the object, odometer integer, door is integer, and price is also a known as the object here. If you want to know what is the different statistical overview of the data, we can use the C underscore save, that is our data frame dot describe. So what we are getting here, we are getting the different kind of statistical parameter of that particular data frame. If you want to know much more other information about the data frame, such as how many number of rows entries are there, whether some values are missing or not into that data frame, we can use the dot info. So this dot info are going to give you the rank index. It means this have the starting from row number 0 up to the 9. It means there are total number of rows are 9. The columns are these one. Is there any of the columns are missing or not? As well as say in case of color, non-null value are 10. Count are going to become some 10, which is a non-null, and data type is going to become object. Okay. Similarly, we can able to get, we want to know what is the total sale which was happened. So we can able to find out the sum of that particular sale in the C cell data frame. The total sum we wanted to know. In that case, what we should do, we can able to use the C underscore data frame dot sum. In that sum, we can get the summation of the values column wise. Okay, so make we have, so this make total summation is going to be happen for color. Column wise summations are going to be represented by this particular sum functionality. So we are getting this as a that sum. You can see here make is a string is there. So summation of string is basically going to become a concatenation. But if you are looking at door, number of doors, they are going to be keep on adding. Here we given one of the flag. Flag is going to give us whether we want to apply this in case the values are numerical or not. If we are giving the numeric only as a true, it means only those columns are going to be used the values which are numbers. If they are going to become mix up of numbers and some kind of text, they will not going to be considered. For example, here you can see in case of sum, nothing are given. This will going to assume and do the summation of all values. If you are going to give it as a true, numeric only true, it means that only such column values are going to be used which are going to become contain only the numeric value. Remaining are not going to be used to apply the sum. If you want to know the different columns, we can use the dot column. This will give you the all the columns to be displayed. If you want to know a particular column, what we can do, C underscore C column, so we are able to get a list of those columns using the dot column. So through this data frame dot column, we are getting the list of column into the C column. Okay, so if you want to display C column, now you can observe what we will get. We are getting the list of column. This is the column name that we are getting as a list. And since C column is a list which are represented by data frame dot column, we can know individual value from that particular list. So we have to use the C column list, and then if you are going to exclude, we are getting the value of the second column. So value of second column means third value. Okay. In the list, the index is going to start from 0 index. So 0, 1, 2. So third is coming, second is coming to be the odometer value. Similarly, we can able to know the various values in a data frame and know that what is the total index which are available. Then we can use the data frame dot index. This will show me the range of index. So range of index means number of rows starting from 0 going up to the 10, which are going to implementing by one step. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and it is a list, so we are getting only from 0 to 9. So total rows are 10 only in case of the cell data frame. If you want to know the total length means total number of indexes, total number of rows, we can use the length and data frame C underscore cell 10. Okay. So this is the another file we have been used to create one of the data frame. Here you can see this is some of the marks I taken, which is available in the Excel sheet, having a serial number, roll number, name, some of the examination marks, midterm, interns, and so on. And based on that, we can able to create here the data. Okay. So now we got one of the frame. Here you can see this is going to consist of some 30, 40 entries are here. Fine. So this way this data can be observed. Now from that particular, if you want to find out what is the minimum marks into the empty column, what is the maximum call in some of the column of this empty data frame, that we can know with the min or max. If you want to find out, just let me to run this again. Now we got this one. Now here another important functionality is md.log. Log is one of the information, one of the method which I am going to use. This is going to be select the row at a particular index 3. So md.log is location 3. So this is selecting the rows at the index 3. So in this case the index 3 we can go, so 0, 1, 2, 3, that is coming to the fourth row basically. Okay. So fourth row is going to come what? We in the fourth row, what is the value? We are getting the serial number, roll number, and we are getting the name. And here you can see serial number 4, roll number 112, name P. Kumar. So we can select a particular row using the index. So we are using the dot log function. We can also select some of the index at 3 using the log 3 from the C dot cell, where the core information we have from that data frame we have been selected. So third row are going to display. You can see attribute name are going to appear and then their values are going to appear. Now we can also use the slicing operator with this data frame. So you can able to get all the rows up to some index, okay, including that particular index, because it is a slicing operator. So here what we are doing, we are using the dot log and using the start and stop, starting from index, starting index and go up to the index number 3. Okay. So if you want to check it, let's first get the value and see here what we are getting. Now this is the C cell data frame. From this C cell data frame you are getting the, from the starting index, that is the 0, and going to come up to the 3. 3 means including the 3, index 3. So third row up to this fourth row are going to be displayed. These 4 rows are going to be displayed here after. Or if we want to get the color from this one, color, so we can use the dot log, and we are given here the colon and comma and then color. It means it say that from the color column they are going to show the all the values. In the color column, only in the color column they have been showing me all the values starting from white to the red. Now if you are going to write here this slicing as a 3, now you can check it. What we are getting in the slice operator, we are getting from starting up to the third index which are the values which are available into the color column. So we can able to give here the color column. If you are missing this color column, in that case it will going to give me the value across all the columns. Okay, that is the difference of the slice operator, and we can use in the different ways. Now if you want to know what is the value of particular column, you can use that column as a index, format data frame, and use that column name as a index. We can get that particular column value. Even though we can apply some kind of Boolean selection operation as a indexing. So what we are doing, we are using in the C cell. Let us check it. We are using into the C cell data frame one of the index column order kilometer is the column value going to make greater than some 1 lakh. Okay, so these values which we are getting, that is going to be applied as an index into the C cell PD data frame. Okay, so from that all those rows are going to appear which are going to be satisfy the condition of odometer to be greater than 1 lakh. Here you can observe here whatever the odometer which are going to become larger than 1 lakh, that is going to appear. So one is becoming Quattro. Okay. Okay. So that we can able to get it. Similarly, we can able to select the car which was made by a particular manufacturer. We can write first we have to use the C cell. From C cell get the make column, and then we have to compare that with the Quattro. So whatever the make is matching with the Quattro keyword, they are going to be selected only. So here you can see we are getting the Quattro only make models. Okay. We can select a particular column which are made by a particular manufacturer. Also we can able to view the different column together and compare them sometimes. What we can do, we are using the C underscore cell make. We are taking the make column. Here we are taking the door column, and then we are trying to compare that. So for that comparison we are going to use the cross tag. So cross tag will take the two different columns and try to compare together. So now here you can see make and door was taken and they are going to be compared. Okay. They are going to be compared. In case of the BMW, how many doors are there? So door is here, you can check original value. We have here the different doors are there. So they are taking the different door and comparing 3 with the 4, 4 with the 5. Okay, and then 3 with the 5. So that's how they are going to be compared that. So they have been compared with the 3, with the 4, and with the 5. So minimum value is 3, 3 door, 4 door, 5 door. So BMW they are comparing their door with the 3, 0, their door with the 4, no door, 5 door BMW have. Okay, similarly Toyota have 3 door, Toyota is also available here. You can observe Toyota have 3 door. Okay, so they are comparing with the 4 also. Okay, and also Toyota have the 4 door. They are comparing that one. And then we are getting the value in that comparative format. Sometimes we can able to compare more than one column with respect to another column. So there we can use the group by. So this is the group by selection. It means we are going to make that data frame to be grouped together, and within that group we are going to apply some of the comparison operator, and then within that group those parameters are going to be selected. So here you can see we are trying to group the make column and trying to find out within that group what is the mean of the other column. Okay, so we are using the group by data frame group by make, and then we are going to find out the mean functionality, where the mean we are going to compute only for the data which is going to become numeric only. If this is not numeric, so such kind of make will not be considered here. So in that case we can observe they are going to come the BMW which are taken, and BMW, all the BMWs has been taken and their comparison are going to be happening, whatever the BMW is available there. So based on the make, the grouping are going to be happening. So they are taking the BMW, all the BMW rows are going to be taken, and their mean is going to be considered as the odometer and the door. Similarly for the Honda, for the Nissan, for the Toyota. Okay. Fine. Now here you can observe we have used this particular weather data. Okay, and the example we have used the weather data that we have been imported, and this is coming the one of the data frame. In that data frame we want to know the shape. Okay, if you are going to know the shape, we can get here. We are getting the shape. Shape means how many rows, how many columns. Okay, we are getting that value here. How many rows, how many columns. Similarly, if you want to know the columns only, how many columns here, we can get all the column detail. Okay, So we can get all the column from the cc institutional and details.ccv. This is the another file there. We have been created one of the data frame. In that we have so many columns are there. You can assume. So that column we can also able to get using that data frame dot column, data frame dot shape. They will going to tell me how many rows and how many columns. So we have basically 63 columns. If you are going to use the DI data frame want to display, we can get here. See, this is the total number of rows and columns here. Okay. And if you want to know some of the selected data we want to know, then we can use the head dot head. What does it will going to be display the first n number of rows of a data frame. So we have been considered this as a this CSV file of weather. Okay. This is the DF we are going to be used here. Here you can see DF is here, right? So this DF is about the weather. So in that case, we want to get head means only the first rows. Head means all the rows are going to be shown. The first, it means in this case all the rows are going to be shown there. If you are going to be write this as a head 3, so this will select only the first 3 rows. This DFP, this is going to be escalated. Now we going to run. Okay. So now we are going to be run this one. We are getting all. If you are going to make this to be 3, so first 3 rows are going to display. That means first 3, right? And if you want to use the tail, this will display me the rows from the bottom. Okay, n number of rows from the bottom. If you are going to give the 2 here, you can see here we are getting the from the bottom only 2 rows, 32 and 31, 32 and 31 we are getting there. Okay. So for that purpose we can use the head and tail. We can use the df dot column, as I told you that the column are going to be displayed, and if you want to know a particular rows of a column, you can use the index as a day. So day columns are going to be displayed. If you want to display more than one column, we can use the day column 1 and event column 2. Okay, so we can get it as a both the column to be displayed. But remember that this column which we are giving as a index, so here we have to give as a one of the list. In the list we are giving the day 1 comma event, which are going to become a column. We can know one of the column of temperature using the df dot temperature. Then we can able to find out the within that column, in the temperature column, what is the maximum temperature using the data frame index temperature dot max. Similarly dot mean, which are going to show us the minimum and maximum temperature. Here you can observe what is the minimum temperature. We have the 24 and we have the maximum to be 35. So that is going to be used for these kind of functions which are available there. We can create one of the series of the fruit. Already we did it. We are going to be do another important thing that during the creation of the series, we should also give the different index. By default, this will take the index of 0, 1, 2, 3. But we can give the different index to each of the data. Say we are giving this series of data as a list, comma index. So index we are also giving equal to 0, 3, 9, 8, 6, 7, 67, 3. So all these values will be given these indexes instead of 0, 1, 2, 3 by default. You can see here animal data frame which are consist of cat has the index 0, dog has a 3, 9, bird, snake has a 3. If you want to know what is the value at the location of the index 3, then you can use the log. So log 3 means at the index 3 what is the value. Index 3 has the value dog, that we can get. And also you can see at the index 3 we have also the lion. So both values which are appearing at the index 3, they are going to be appear using the log functionality. Whereas if you are going to be use ilog, they are going to be do the similar thing as the log, but they are going to look at the exact position. Exact position means the position in which the data is going to appear within the data frame, not by their assigned indexes. For example, I log 3 we are doing. Okay. So I log 3 what does? In this case 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the actual location 3. So you are going to get here as a snake. We can also use the slicing operator along with the log as well as the I log. If you are giving the I log slicing, no starting field, end field is 3. It means they will start from the index 0 and go to the 3 from the original list, original index. So 0, cat, dog, bird and snake. We can able to get these values. 3 only required, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And also we can know what are the missing values are there. So we are doing this is one of the data we have been imported, which is coming from the GitHub resource, and we got one of the value. There should be various values are data frame having a different values as a missing value. If we want, we can able to make this values which are available here as a not available. That values are going to be filled up with some of the new values which are taken to be average of all the values in the same column. It means in any of the column, whatever the values are available, their average we will take, and whatever the missing values are there not available, that we should fill up with that mean average. Okay. So for that we can use the fill NA function to fill the suppose one of the odometer we want to fill by the average of other value in the same column. So what we are taking? We are taking from this car sales missing data frame, taking the odometer. From that odometer we are taking the mean value, right? And we are using the one of the flag parameter in place. It means do the this by default within the same data frame that has been made as a false. They are not going to be operate within the same data frame. So mean value was taken for the odometer, and that value are going to be filled up into the odometer wherever the values are missing. So we are not required to check what are the columns, what are the rows where the values are missing, not available. But your Panda library are going to do these tasks for you. They will just take this mean value, going to fill NA means not available value. So wherever the not available value are coming, automatically this dot fill NA functionality are going to fill up into this column. So now you can observe here, after filling we are getting these values. Okay. It is filled with the average. All the 6,000, 6,31, they are remain the same. But whatever the missing value at the column 5 and 6 row, they are going to be the mean, they are going to become mean value, mean average. Okay. So missing value was filled with the mean value. Okay. Now you can able to see the car sale data frame. You can see the original value is not changed. Original value of the data frame does not change because we have used the in place to be as a false. If you are using this in place to be true, then these values are going to be marked into this data frame itself. And if you want to sometimes remove the missing data, then you can use the drop NA. It means drop the missing data, missing rows where the data is not available. So drop NA. What it is doing? You can observe here. In this case, whatever the rows are there is a missing values are there. They are going to be dropped. Any value which are missing, even though in this case 8 price is missing, so all such kind of rows which have any NA value, they are going to be dropped. No, 0 means there should be some value. When we are going to be not giving any value into our Excel sheet, then they are going to fill the value NA. It means missing value. If you are putting the 0, it means it already contains some value. Okay. So automatically during the import, our Panda are going to take care of that these missing values should be marked as a NaN inside its data frame. And you can observe here these missing value has been dropped. Now we can got this pre-processed data. Now this data we can use for any purpose. Okay. That can be happened here. Okay. So similarly, these examples already we have been seen it. And also we can able to do some kind of split. It means sometimes the data frame is divided into the different group. So already we have been seeing the group by. So group by we are doing based on some category column where some value we are giving there. Okay. So based on that they are going to be categorized here basically. Okay, that we discuss it. Group by city. So they are going to be group by. एक मिनट एक पकड़ना जरा सर देखो आ रहे हैं इनको लेना था फिर मगर आ रहे हैं तो इनको बुला लेना 2 मिनट में बोलो मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ ओके सो वी आर ग्रुपिंग बाय सिटी okay so that can be happen okay this is df is basically not defined I have to check it okay that way we can do and sometimes we can able to make this value to be which was grouped here to be using the for loop city and city df in G. G was the group by data which has came there and then we are trying to display it group wise. Mumbai group has this data, then New York wise, then Paris wise. Okay. And this is the how we can able to group by New York only that we can use by from this group we want to get the data which was grouped by the name New York. So only that much data we take. Right? Now this is the another frame I will create it. Already we discussed this one. Then humidity data frame we can create here. In that case you can see the city whatever the column we are giving. In that instead of giving a series of data we are giving directly the list. Okay. And in case of second column humidity we are giving the humidity parameter as a list instead of giving a series data. So I can give the series data here as a value in the dictionary during the data frame creation, or we can give the list of value directly during the data frame creation. So now you can observe here we got this data frame to be generated, and if you want to merge two data frame sometime, it means two table we are merging or two Excel sheet we are merging. Here same way we can use the two data frame to be merged using the merge method. So in that case we are giving two data frame. One is the temperature df which we have created, other is the humidity data frame, and that we are merging on city. And how we want to merge outer, this is somehow it means outer there is one of the parameter which are going to use inside this field. Based on that they are going to be merging. I think name is missing somehow. I have to run this temperature data frame and run this. Now humidity also I require to run. Now it is going to work. Now you can see. So whatever this city we are taking, based on the city humidity is there, and here city wise temperature. So they are merging based on the city. Mumbai 32, okay. Mumbai 65 the humidity it is coming there. Okay. Then Bangalore 75 humidity, Bangalore 75 and temperature is going to become a something to be around that is coming to be 30. Okay, so that's how it can be added there. Outer means it is saying that you are going to use the humidity field to be merged. It means first you can see that our temperature data is be taken, and then humidity data will be taken, and the fields are going to be start with the humidity. It means first city is coming, and then there is a temperature, then humidity. Okay. So this is the various functionality which are available with the data frame, which we can use to do some kind of data processing, which are used intensively in a data analysis data science. Okay, so this is the series library, series functionality which we have been used, having the different fields you can go through, and this is the parameter which we have been used in the data frame. Okay, so this is the overall pandas discussion which we did. We have been imported the data, exported the data even into our external internal storage. We can describe the data by using the D type describe, which are going to give us the numerical feature of a data frame. whereas information is giving the number of rows and whether those rows are going to become empty or not. So describe and information have this kind of distinction, where describe will tell you all the various numerical feature of a data frame, and we can view the data and select the data using the various kind of functionality, head, tail, and log, ilog we have been used, and within this data frame we have been used various kind of index, column index, maybe some kind of slice index, and also we can perform some kind of various operators we have been used in the data frame, such as greater than, less than, and based on that your data frame are going to be processed. So this much about the pandas. If you have any query, you can write. Otherwise, we will take some 5 minutes of break and then we will continue the next session about the plotting, matplotlib. Fine. If you have any query, you can write. Otherwise, we will take a 10 minutes of break. Definitely, we will provide you all the necessary material. Already, we are sharing all the relevant materials with all of you. Okay. So, fine, we will taking 5 to 10 minutes of break and then we will continue the next session, which is about plotting the graphs. Okay, thank you. Take a 5 to 10 minute of break. उसे लगा दो इधर में।
कर दिया।
एक बार तो ये म्यूट कर। ये तो बंद है, वो म्यूट करना।